Welcome to yet another episode of Bhavan's Education to Hope,
an initiative by Bhavan's Middle East in association with Janam TV.
This is Karthika Vijayan.
This is Anjana Naveen from the Department of English, Bhavan's Smart Indian School, to present a few snippets from Class 8 English Main Course Reader Honeydew.
The 8th standard syllabus is divided into 10 different sections categorized in 3 different units. We both will be discussing the important prose and poems of all the units.
The very first lesson is a very interesting one, named The Best Christmas Present in the World by Michael Morpurgo. It actually depicts a war story in the festival season of Christmas. It is actually a celebration of peace over war.
I'm sure kids would find that very interesting. I have another interesting lesson called Bipin Chaudhary's Lapse of Memory. This lesson is written in a humorous way where a person loses his memory for a short time. This lesson is about conspiracy, friendship, and of course, memory issue.
A very relevant poem is The Ant and the Cricket, an Aesop fable written in a poetic form. Do you know, ma'am, children are really going to enjoy the poem because it talks about a very important theme. Hard work can take you to the sky.
Now, coming to another poem which is called The Last Bargain. This is written by Rabindranath Tagore, and here he discusses that beauty, power, and wealth cannot buy happiness. It is all about feeling free.
The next lesson we see is Tsunami. The entire lesson, as you can see, is divided into 3 parts. Each part has got small stories that teach children about courage, determination, and the struggle to survive.
Anjana ma'am, are you an adventurous person?
Not really, ma'am.
Well, I am, which is maybe why I enjoyed the lesson called The Summit Within. It is written by H.S. Ahluwalia. And in this lesson, he talks about the summit within, which means overcoming the fears of oneself. And he has said it in a wonderful way through his adventure whilst climbing Mount Everest. I think the kids will have a very good insight about themselves when they study this lesson.
Yeah, I agree with you, ma'am. What you said is really true. Kartika, ma'am, another important lesson is The Glimpses of the Past, which depicts India's War of Independence. And a very interesting thing is that it is written in a comic form with pictures and strips of text in it.
Wow, I think the kids will definitely enjoy that lesson. Well, now parents take their role very seriously. We all do. William Blake has depicted in the poem The Schoolboy about the freedom of a boy who is struggling in school. Now, it is our responsibility as parents not only to make sure our kids study well, but also to make sure that they enjoy their childhood.
Yeah, I agree with you, ma'am. The next poem that I really enjoyed and the children also enjoyed is Macavity, the Mystery Cat by T.S. Eliot. T.S. Eliot has beautifully portrayed Macavity as a mysterious cat by giving it human attributes.
Oh, interesting. Now, I think today's generation is missing the emotional quotient. Now, with the lesson, This is Jody's Fawn, we can help children to rethink about how they behave with others and how they are actually. It deals with an emotion of a boy called Jody who is struggling after he has killed the fawn's mother to cure his father's illness. I'm sure the children are going to go through various emotions in this chapter. Another chapter that deals with emotional intelligence is a chapter called A Visit to Cambridge, written by Firdaus Kanga. This talks about 2 people who are physically disabled. One is Stephen Hawking, and another is, of course, Firdaus Kanga. Here, the children will try to understand that they have to concentrate on what is good rather than finding out their faults.
Kartika ma'am,
Yes.
another lesson which children find it difficult to comprehend is the poem by Thomas Hardy, When I Set Out for Linus. In this poem, he talks about the change that comes over him after his return from Linus. He had gone there for the renovation of a church, and on his return, he finds that he had become a new person totally. Kartika ma'am, do you have the habit of writing a diary?
Well, to be frank, no, I do not like writing my secrets out anywhere.
Well, a very interesting lesson in the book of Class 8 is A Short Monsoon Diary by Ruskin Bond. This is my personal favorite, and I like it because, unlike all the lessons, this is written in the form of a diary entry. And this lesson is purely a celebration of the miracles of nature.
Talking about favorites, I have a favorite as well. It's a sonnet by John Keats. It's called On the Grasshopper and the Cricket. Well, why do I like it? First, it's about nature, and it shows how patient and persistent these two creatures are. It is their duty to make sure that nature is alive through their songs. I'm sure the kids will enjoy this lesson.
Definitely, children are really going to enjoy anything that is related to nature. The last lesson is divided into two chapters, the Great Stone Phase 1 and the Great Stone Phase 2. And the lesson is based on a character named Ernest. And there is also a prophecy that revolves around this man, Ernest. It is said that the old prophecy that exists in a valley will come true when Ernest becomes a young man. And it does become true, and Ernest is a symbol of humility.
Well, I think we have mentioned all the important lessons and poems. And I think NCRT has chosen well because all the lessons that we have discussed today, including the poems, it enhances the thinking skills of the students. And it is suitable for learners of all kind, whether it is related to emotion, whether it is related to adventure, whether it is related to personal thoughts. Everything has been included in this book.
With this, we come to the end of today's enriching session. Thank you.
Thank you.